What is going on, everybody? Today I have my MLB free agent predictions, but before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more breaking news videos. Anything that relates to baseball is going to be on here. So let's get into the catchers. Willson Contreras I have going to the Houston Astros because they really don't have a catcher. Mike Zunino, I could just see him going back to the Rays. Omar Narvaez is going to be the everyday shortstop for the Red Sox. Gary Sanchez is going to go hit bombs in Coors Field, and Christian Vasquez is probably going to be the backup for Omar Narvaez for my list right now. Maybe they could platoon, who knows, but that's how I have the catcher's spot shaping up this offseason. Moving on to first base now, we have Anthony Rizzo. I see him signing back with the Yankees. It was a really good fit there. I see him sticking there. Jose Abreu, I see him replacing Yuli Gurriel with the Houston Astros. And then Josh Bell I have going to the Brewers to supply some very much needed power for the Brewers. I have Brandon Belt replacing Josh Bell for the San Diego Padres, and I have Yuli Gurriel going to the Red Sox to be their new everyday first baseman. So yeah, Rizzo's coming back. Abreu's going to replace Yuli. Josh Bell's going to supply some much needed power. And yeah, that's my list for the first basemen. Second basemen, there's not a lot, but we have Jean Segura reuniting with the Mariners. Adam Frazier, I could just see being a platoon guy with the Blue Jays. And Josh Harrison, he's going to go fill out that roster over there with the Nationals that really is not that good. Cesar Hernandez is going to be a big piece for the Orioles to try to get into that playoff contention. He's probably not going to start every day, going to be probably a platoon. And lastly, Rougned Odor I have going to the Braves also as some sort of platoon. But once Albies gets back, he'll probably be a bench bat. But yeah, those are all my moves for second base. Moving on to third base, I see Justin Turner going to the Marlins to try to keep his career alive. I don't think the Dodgers are going to bring him back. Brendan Drury is going to the Giants, one of the Giants' many moves this offseason that I see coming. Evan Longoria is going to go home, and he's going to go to the Texas Rangers. And Matt Dovey, he's going to stick with the Angels. He was there last season. I think he's going to stay there. And same with Donovan Solano. I see him staying with the Reds. Moving on to shortstop, we have Trey Turner. There's been a lot of rumors of Trey Turner going to the Phillies. I think that's going to be what happens. Carlos Correa last offseason got a $300 million deal from the Orioles. I think that's going to happen again, and I think he's going to take it. Bogarts, I see leaving the Red Sox and going over to the Dodgers to replace Trey Turner. Dansby Swanson, I also have going to the Giants, another big move for them that they're going to have this offseason. And then Elvis Andrus, I have him going to the Nationals as another roster fill-in because they're just not really that good. They're going to need some people to fill in their roster. But yeah, that's what I have for the shortstops. I have Dansby leaving the Braves. I have Turner leaving the Dodgers. A lot of crazy stuff happening here, and I see Correa being a big part of the Orioles' future and their playoff push next season. I know it's crazy, but I do think the Orioles will be able to make a playoff push if they do sign Carlos Correa, and that's what I predict will happen. And, you know, the Dodgers always make big moves, so I think they will go out and get one of the best shortstops on the market in Bogarts if they don't bring back Turner. But in this list, I have Turner going to the Phillies, so obviously they're not bringing him back. So that's why I'm going with Bogarts to the Dodgers. But yeah, that's my list for the shortstops. Moving on to left field, the best guy on this list is Andrew Benintendi, and I also see him sticking with the New York Yankees. He was a really good fit there. We weren't able to see what he could do in the playoffs for them, and I think we'll be able to see that this coming season. Adam Duvall, he's going to stick with the Braves. You know, he's been back and forth, but I think he's going to stay there. Joey Gallo, he's going to go back to where the success all started for him, and he's going to go back to the Rangers. AJ Pollock, another platoon guy for the Blue Jays to have, and Jock Peterson, I have going to the Yankees in a surprising move because later on in this video, you'll see why. In center field, we got Brandon Nimmo. I see him going back to the Mets. And Kevin Kiermaier, I see going to the Brewers to kind of platoon in the outfield with their outfielders too. And Lorenzo Cain, I see him going back to the Royals where it all started for him, try to revamp his career. Jurickson Profar to the Padres, and David Peralta to the Cardinals. I know they're both not left field, they're both not center fielders, but I do have them here because there was no more room on the other page. Right field now. This is why I had Jock Peterson going to the Yankees, because Aaron Judge will be a Giant next year. And that's really crazy. That's going to be their big move this offseason. I think they're going to get Aaron Judge with at all costs. They're going to get Aaron Judge. Mitch Haniger, I have him going to the Red Sox to produce some offense that they're going to be lacking. Will Myers, I see going to the Brewers to hit some bombs for them because, like I said, their power is lacking as well. Tyler Naquin is going to be a fill-in for the Cubs as they try to get back into playoff contention. Might not happen this season, but I see him being a nice fit there. And Michael Conforto, he's going to try to revamp his career with the Diamondbacks. So, yeah, it's a really interesting list of sequences there. But yeah, I do see Judge going to the Giants. And now for designated hitters, I have the White Sox getting some power in JD Martinez. Same with the Tigers getting Matt Carpenter. And some needed offense, they're going to get Matt Carpenter. I have Michael Brantley going back to the Astros, try to start what he had cooking there before. I have Trey Mancini going back to the Orioles. He loves the Orioles. I see him staying there. And I have Nelson Cruz going to where it all started for him. And he's going to go back to the Rangers and supply some much-needed power for them. That's my designated hitters slot. Let me know what you guys think about this. And now we'll move on to the pitching. The first batch of pitching that I have is Jacob deGrom. I have him going to the Rangers. He's leaving the Mets. He already said he has interest in going to the Rangers, so I see that happening. And Carlos Rodon, I see him being the ace behind Shohei Ohtani, I should say. So he's the number 2 for the Angels. And, you know, they need pitching. I think they're going to go with Carlos Rodon. Nathan Eovaldi, I see replacing Jacob deGrom with the Mets. Chris Bassett, he got offered a qualifying offer, so I see him staying with the Mets as well. Tyler Anderson, he's had a lot of success with the Dodgers, so I don't see him leaving. He also got the qualifying offer. And Justin Verlander, in his age 40 season, I see him going to the Yankees because they always seem to get the old guys that are washed up. And obviously, Justin Verlander is not washed up. But think about it. It's a perfect opportunity for Jacob deGrom just to become washed up because he's going to the Yankees, 40 years old. Just seems like a Yankees move. You know, they had opportunities in the past to get him. They didn't. Now, when he's already old and washed, now they're going to get him. Perfect. But yeah, that's my list for starting pitchers. I think those are the best pitchers on the market, and that's where I think they're going. Obviously, Nathan Eovaldi is a big step back from deGrom, but I see them making that move. And our starting pitchers, I have Kyle Gibson going to the Rays. He just feels like a Ray for some reason. Corey Kluber, I have going to the Braves to try to help out their rotation. Martin Perez, I also have going to the Mets as another pitcher that they're going to get this offseason. Sean Manaea, I can see perfectly with the Astros replacing Justin Verlander. Jameson Taillon, the Royals have shown interest in him, so that's what I'm going for there. And I see Jose Quintana going over to the Red Sox to try to help them out, get back to the playoffs. They really need pitching, and Jose Quintana might be the way to go for them. Next up, we have our next batch of pitchers. Pitchers C, I have Taijuan Walker also going to the Giants as another big move that they will make this offseason. So they've got pitching, they've got hitting. They are going to go all out, in my opinion, this offseason. They're getting Taijuan Walker. Mike Clevenger, I also see going to the Red Sox to help out their rotation and trying to get him back to the playoffs. Noah Syndergaard, I see going to the Cubs as they also try to make a playoff push. We'll see what happens with that. Zach Greinke, I do not see leaving the Royals, so I think he will re-sign there and finish off his career there. Rich Hill as well, I see going back to the Red Sox. You know, he was pretty solid there last year. I see him sticking there. And Andrew Heaney, you know, he had success with the Dodgers. Why change that? He's going to go back to the Dodgers and continue his success. Last but not least, we have the relief pitchers, and I see Craig Kimbrell going to the Marlins to try to revamp his career. You know, maybe if he does something good, they flip him at the deadline for some prospects. I see him going to the Marlins. I see Jansen going to the Twins to try to help them out and trying to get back to the playoffs. I also see Taylor Rogers going to the Blue Jays to be their official closer. They don't really have one. I see him going to the Blue Jays. Andrew Chafin, I see going to the Orioles to help out them. Maybe he could be their closer, maybe in front of Felix Bautista or maybe behind him. Who knows? And then I have Michael Fulmer going to the Astros to help out that magnificent bullpen. And I see Rafael Montero going back to the Astros because why would he change what was already going good, you know? So I see him sticking there. And yeah, that's my predictions. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. See ya.